Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. So, I don't usually make these kinds of videos. I'm not usually one to, call out game companies for their bullshit. Not because I'm a kiss-ass or anything, but just because, these videos aren't really my thing. But there's some things I would like to address, personally, when it comes to Nintendo, because fucking wow. Wow, dude. Now, obviously, I'm still gonna buy their products because, they make good stuff. Because, even bottom-of-the-barrel companies like EA, every once in a while, can put out something halfway decent, but, still. And, I've been a fan of Nintendo for a long time, but, sometimes you just gotta call somebody out on their fucking shit. Now, we'll get to the thing that pisses me off the most, but there's a few other things. Things they've been doing over the past few years, and every time it seems like Nintendo is back on track and they're actually, starting to get in touch with reality and stop being, stuck in the past, they do something else that's just really fucked up. Of course, there was the YouTube thing, how whenever anybody reviewed or streamed or let's played a game of theirs, they'd fucking copyright strike that shit. They had some fucking, partner program that you had to be a part of, and any money you made off of a video containing their content went straight to them. They finally cut that shit out, but there's no denying it's a thing that happened. It was a thing that they did, and that was really shitty of them to do, especially since, usually videos containing Nintendo material was promoting them, and, making more people want to buy this shit, maybe, and, a lot of the things that people do, they do out of support for Nintendo. But Nintendo doesn't seem to care. Because they shut down fan games, too. They shut down fan games all the fucking time, which, are made out of love and respect for Nintendo. The very least Nintendo could do is love and respect their fans back. Sega's fine with fan games. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure even Christian Whitehead started off making fan games, and Sega literally hired the fucking guy. Sonic Mania is practically a Sonic fan game sold by Sega for profit. Okay, that's just fucking genius. More companies need to do that. Especially Nintendo. Now, I would like to say that most of the time when Nintendo shuts down a fan game, it's because it's a conflict of interest. Like how they shut down another Metroid 2 remake, or AM2R for short, when Nintendo themselves were actually making a remake of Metroid 2, which, was Return of Samus, or Samus Returns, or whatever the fuck it was called. But yeah, they shut down the fan game, and it turned out it was because they were making their own Metroid 2 remake, but I think there are exceptions to that. Fan games that Nintendo just shuts down because they can, because they own the IPs, which, whatever. There's also the fucking emulation garbage, how Nintendo keeps shutting down ROM sites, which, yeah, it's technically piracy, but, they aren't really getting the bigger picture here, which is, it's not so much the piracy that's the thing, it's the game preservation that's the thing. Just trying to keep the fucking video games alive, and it's not like Nintendo is selling, every single game they've ever made. They have services for games, for old games, but it's not like they're selling every single one of them. And what about, the third-party ones? It's game preservation, man. And they need to realize that it's game preservation. But then there's the more recent shit they've done, just this year alone, which is like, making a bunch of limited releases, which I really don't like that. Like Super Mario 3D All Stars is only going to be available till March. And then there's like the Super Mario 35 or whatever bullshit, where, that's like an online game battle royale thing, which, pretty popular genre of games. Like, I don't care for them much myself, but there's no denying shit's pretty popular. Tetris 99, Super Mario 35, or whatever it's called. It's called something like that. That's only going to be available till March, and I'm pretty sure they also re-released Fire Emblem 1, the NES game. That is also only going to be available till March. So it's like, what's with all these limited releases, dude? It's fucking easy money. That's like free money on the table right there, and you're just like, well, past a certain point, not gonna sell it anymore, and that's just because of that whole like fear of missing out thing. Because like, basically, if people know that something's only gonna be available for a certain amount of time, they're gonna be more likely to, actually buy it. Like, they're just gonna be fucking rushing to the stores to buy it, and like fucking maniacs on Black Friday. Gotta get that NES Classic, gotta get that SNES Classic, gotta get that Super Mario 3D All-Stars. How about you don't? How about you fucking don't? There's an idea, how about you fucking don't? And then there's the whole, Super Smash Bros. Melee thing. It's like, due to the pandemic, people can't really attend Melee tournaments, so somebody had a solution for that. And it was basically a mod of Melee, a community-made mod of Melee that you could play online. That way, people could still do their Melee tournaments. Now, I personally have been over Melee for a long time. I'm one of those guys who thinks that, each new Smash game is better than the last, and Melee is old news, but there's no denying, the game's still got a huge community. People still play that game competitively to this day. It's got a lot of, still got a lot of hype surrounding it, even though from 2001? I don't know what's up with that, but, I mean, point is, people like it. People really fucking like it. And, then Nintendo has to come along and be like, nope, you can't do the online thing, can't be fucking with our game, can't be modding our game, cause we don't like that, we don't want you to do that. Which, alright, fine, protecting your IP, and a lot of that is Nintendo just, like, protecting their IPs, which I mean, they're well within their rights to do that, it's their thing. So whatever, somebody else tries to make a Mario game, and, Nintendo is well within the rights to be like, that's ours. Stop. Cease and desist. Go fuck yourself. Even if it is a really stingy thing for Nintendo to do, they are well within their rights to do it because it's their IP and they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. They could fucking take it and wipe their ass with it. Not a goddamn thing we could do about it. It's a shitty situation all around, but is what it is. But then they shut down a fucking Splatoon 2 event, which, I mean, that's an online game, so Nintendo was hosting that shit themselves. But then people, had names, they were naming themselves in support of Melee, like #free Melee, shit like that. And Nintendo shut down the entire event over it. They're just like, oh, can't have people supporting Melee, can't have people supporting the Smash community. What? Pardonnez-moi? Excuse me, what the fuck? What? Huh? My dude. But why though? And that's not even the worst of it. You want to hear the worst of it? The absolute worst of it? I don't know how many of you watching are familiar with Etika. You may or may not have heard of him. He was a very popular streamer, very popular content creator, who done did killed himself last year. Yeah, that was a thing that happened, and he was actually one of my favorite content creators too, so like it was a pretty heavy hit for me when it happened. I did make a video on it. Not very many people watched it, but I did make a video on it, and yeah, like I cared about Etika a lot. He was one of my absolute favorite content creators, and really heavy hit when he killed himself. Like, dude, shit. That shit still hurts. A year later, that shit still hurts. Anyway, so somebody made like there were these things called Etikons, which were, Etika themed Joy-Cons. And like Etika was like all about that Nintendo Switch. He absolutely loved Nintendo. I don't think anybody loved or supported Nintendo quite as much as he did. He cared a lot about Nintendo. And people were just showing their love, making Etika-themed Joy-Cons, with the iconic Etika E, and I think like one of the Joy-Cons might have even been like Smash Brothers themed as well, because Etika was a big Smash Brothers fan as well. Fucking loved Ultimate, loved Nintendo Switch, loved Nintendo in general. And what does Nintendo do? Put a cease and desist on the Joy-Cons. And it wasn't even like Joy-Cons, it was just like Joy-Con shells. Like, you could customize Joy-Cons with an Etika theme. And Nintendo's like, nope, can't be having people selling Nintendo things. Which, I mean, okay, I'm gonna give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt here and say that maybe, just maybe, they didn't realize what the Joy-Con shells were. They didn't realize what they were. They didn't realize that it was, basically, they were made like in tribute to a dead guy. Maybe they didn't realize that those Joy-Con shells were in tribute to a dead guy. They're just like, oh, this guy's selling a Nintendo thing. Dong dong, just off with his head. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I'm just saying maybe Nintendo didn't realize, and they just saw a Joy-Con. Joy-Cons that weren't theirs, and they were just like, no, how about no? But yeah, it was a big thing. The Joy-Con shells were in tribute to Etika. The money was going, it was like a charity thing. It was going to some, like, mental health organization. Because, mental health awareness. Because, yeah, suicide, that's a thing. Anyway, yeah. But I mean, plenty of people have third-party Joy-Con shells. Plenty of people. And you don't see Nintendo shutting those down. So, why these ones in particular? Why these particular Joy-Cons? Could be a coincidence. It could be. But I mean, fucking wow. Just wow. And if this was a thing that Nintendo did intentionally, they knew that it was a tribute to a dead guy, and they still fucking did it. Yo. Y'all need to chill with the fucking... Ugh. Can't even speak anymore. Shit just really pisses me off, man. Like, the Etika thing is the thing that pisses me off the absolute most. I could have let everything else slide I can let everything else slide because as it's, Nintendo protecting their IPs and they're well within the rights to do that, but the Etika thing, y'all bitches don't went too far with that one. And, like, I take mental health pretty fucking seriously. So, anyone who just, like, really doesn't get mental health, doesn't understand mental health, honestly, no respect. Honestly, no respect. Like, if you don't respect mental health, I don't respect you. That's just how it fucking is. But I'm gonna end this shit here. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you in whatever the fuck video I put out next. Y'all stay cool. Or warm, in this case. Because it's getting pretty fucking cold out there, but, I'll see ya. Peace.